a Crystalline 21 here. So I was just seeing if I could listen to music while I make a video. And I can. I'm not going to, because I kind of want to hear what I'm saying. But I was just listening to some music. For those of you that want to know, I will unplug and play. Don't know how well you could hear that, but it's Color of Happiness. Theme song to season 2 of All My Goddess. But I am here for a card discussion on Starlight Road. Starlight Road. Why was this card made? Because it's a very good support card for Stardust Dragon. It is a very easy way to get Stardust Dragon out. Now, there are a few ways to play Starlight Road. Now, this sounds kind of weird for me because, like, I'm just feeling vibrations and it sounds really cool. But let's talk about the main reason people play Starlight Road. Let's talk about the big two. Heavy Storm and Dark Hole. The big two. Automatic use for it. Well, Dark Hole sometimes, Heavy Storm almost all the time. Because if you have this set alone, you're done. You're done. I mean, why would you just set this? Honestly, set this and set a bluff. Hopefully they hit the bluff, or play the Heavy Storm because they just want to make sure you get rid of it. You know, a lot of times to make sure they don't play Heavy Storm till later is bluff. You make them think you have it. Set a 5 back row, set a monster, go. Good chance they won't Heavy Storm you. I mean, they're not going to take the risk. So you can just bluff them. I do that a lot. Because I run no Infinity, so no hand, so it's like, set. If they have MC, they'll use it. Then it's like, trying to hope, then it's like they get a bluff. Oh, good card. Then it's like I still have 2 cards and they don't want to risk Heavy Storming. But these are the big 2 that most people run Starlight Road for. Now, the third one that's most prevalent is Torrential, because it's a 2. Torrential Tribute, I don't know how many times I've done this. Summon, Torrential Tribute, Chain, negate, special summon Stardust Dragon. Get Stardust Dragon on the field. Go, what now? And then, yeah. But there's a few downfalls for those of you that don't know about Stardust Dragon. Starlight Road. When Stardust Dragon is summoned through Starlight Road, and it is sent to the grave by negating, it cannot be special summoned by its effect. Right at the end phase, it can't re-special summon itself because it wasn't synchro summoned properly, so you can't. It's the same thing. And if it just gets destroyed, you can't Monster Reborn it because it's like the same reason why you can't. Like if you mill Chaos Sorcerer from playing Light Swarms or Twilight or whatever you're playing him in, that mills or he gets sent to the grave. Same reason you can't Monster Reborn him because he wasn't special summoned. He wasn't summoned properly first, and those are like the only downfalls to it. Plus, warning stops it. But it means like warning's a big threat anyway, so it's kind of just obvious that you would want to worry about those, but. Mirror Force is one of the harder things to get around. Because it's like, unless you run Spam Deck, good chance you won't have an opportunity to use this and this at the same time. Because I don't know how many times I've had it where they go Mirror Force, and I want to use this, but I can't because I only have 1 monster out in the field. But most of the times I either have barrier or something else I can use to stop it. So, I mean, a lot of times people will use lance if they only have one to make sure it doesn't get. But, yeah. Starlight Road, I think we'll be seeing a lot of play this format just because these are at 2, these are at 1. Because these 3 were at 1, not a lot of people ran this, but just because these 2 were at 1 made this card somewhat usable. But unfortunately last format wasn't very necessary because this was really only one card you had to worry about, and good chance you would win before they would go, before they would get it or something. Unless they got it first turn, that's like bam, then you just have to play out of that. But still, it's just like Heavy Storm wasn't too big of a threat because what the main top tier decks weren't back row heavy decks. They didn't focus on traps or spells. They used some the quick plays and stuff like that, stuff they could chain to Heavy Storm. So they didn't really have to run Starlight Road. I see like Dino Rabbit relying on traps a little bit more, so Starlight Road could become more playable for them. Just because they need a little bit more defense, a little bit, just a little bit more protection, I think. But I think the big card that a lot of people are going to be worried about is Torrential Tribute. Just because this card is... I honestly see Torrential Tribute being a lot better than Mirror Force just because of this simple thing. You go, summon, activate Torrential Tribute on your turn. Opponent has 4 monsters. You just summoned 1. You just gained +2. I'm just saying, it's like just the fact that you can activate this when you summon makes this so much more powerful, more usable, whatever you want to call it. Makes it better. I honestly, I made one just because of that simple fact that I can use this, like special summon my Archfiend because I topped it. Activate this, get Archfiend Search effect, send Archfiend to the grave, add a card to hand, use it, maybe add Launcher if I don't have it, maybe add Mirage since it was special summon, so I can normal summon, Tribute, special summon, get another search, Barrier Break, some other stuff. Maybe I have a Sidechain, I'll get another Archfiend, or maybe I'll get a Avenger depending on what I had in my grave. But it's just so much stuff you can do with this. The fact that you can chain it or use it whenever you want, as long as there was a summon. So, yeah. That's why people will be playing Starlight Road more. Because people are probably going to be willing to do that. Sacrifice 1 monster to get rid of your 4 or your 3 or anything. I mean, I'm just saying. It's pretty useful. Dark Hole, Heavy Storm are going to be big threats this format. I'm pretty sure. I guarantee that they will be big threats because we're going to be seeing a lot of decks that rely on back row. The only one that I think of that won't rely, well, there's probably 2. The Geargas and the Heroes won't rely on back row. Everything else should. Windups also shouldn't. I just saw that. Windups shouldn't rely on it too much. So yeah. This is Chris on 21. Peace.